Then on the rear one is a little bit more complex because I have to basically remove the whole wheel assembly. So I'll have to disconnect that control arm from there. I have to disconnect that control arm from there. And then I have to disconnect the L-link from there. And I have to disconnect this control arm from there. And then one important item, I'll have to disconnect the drive shaft from there, right? And then I have to remove the trims because then the 3 bolts holding the struts are behind this, and then theoretically this will come out completely. Of course, I need to remove the caliper and get somewhere else so that I can remove the whole wheel assembly. I'm gonna have to do some wire disconnections here, and here, and then take these to the side. So it's a little bit more complex, but I'm going to do it today as well. And then maybe tomorrow, and depending on how things go today, tomorrow or the day after, then I will do the other side. I'm not going to rush this work in a single day unless I make good progress. So, all right, so let's start this. Hey everyone, I realized that for this video I didn't do a lot of commentary in the video itself, so I'm going to be here with you for the full duration. Hopefully that's okay, narrating a little bit of what's going on with the rear strut spring replacement. So here now I'm starting by removing all the trims. So you remove all both trims from either side, right? And then I'm removing, using a trim remover tool, that center trim. Just pull and it will come out easy. That exposes the sides, which when I remove those pieces of foam there, you'll see the top of the strut. There are 3 nuts that you will need to remove, so that's what I'm doing here right now with my new wrench. This wrench makes the job really easier. So now I'm removing the 3. Just make sure you don't lose any of the nuts as you're removing them out. It takes a little bit of time because the space there is tight, so you need to select the right socket to clear the strut at the same time be able to remove the nut. Here I am removing a bolt that affixes a bracket that holds all the harnesses that go into the caliper and the e-brake. I think this is a 30mm bolt. So now there I'm removing all the connectors. That's for the e-brake, and I think that that's for the sensor, the wear sensor. And then once that's done, these calipers use a Torx bolt. It's long. Once they're loosened, then I'm able to take them out. All right, so I removed the caliper. You don't really have to do anything else, just remove the caliper like that, and then I'm using tie wraps to hold the calipers temporarily to a bracket that is there. I use two attached tie wraps because one would not be enough, and then I'll tighten everything up, and then now you see the caliper is just there. Here now I'm marking the alignment bolts, and this is important because when you put all the structure or the assembly back in, you want the alignment bolts to be in the same original position. I did this for the first time when I was doing my can subframe, and when I put everything back, it came out really, really good. It still needed alignment, like this car will still need alignment, but it was pretty close to be able to be driven. So here now I'm removing the 6 bolts that attach the drive shaft into the transmission, right? And now I'm removing all the bolts, the ones I marked before, so that I'm able to remove the control arms. This will all come out as an assembly. Just don't have any other comments there. Just remove the bolt and that's it. So here I'm removing that. This is a large bolt that goes from that central control arm into the bearing knuckle assembly. And now I'm removing the tie rod from the front sway bar. And that's it. I think that then I use this hydraulic table to be able to take everything out. Now I'm just taking the bolts out, the ones that I loosened before, and with that everything that I need to take out will be out, and I should be able to just pull the whole assembly out. Alright, so now you see me pulling the whole assembly, and that's it. That table is really, really good if you want to do jobs like this, because it's really a back saver. You won't have to like leave these kind of assemblies on your own. I mean, as you can see there, I'm able to work on that assembly without having to lift it. now you'll see that I can bring the assembly to my height, and I don't have to bend my back just to work on it. Right? So this table costs like $250. It's really cheap in Harbor Freight, and has been a really great investment. So if you are on to jobs like this, and this is really a good investment. So now I'm removing the top nut, and then removing that top assembly. As you saw, I installed a spring compressor, and I also use an adjustable wrench, a locking wrench, to make sure I was securing that center shaft. And comparing the two springs there, the Eibach spring is really like 1 inch shorter. I'm not sure if you were able to appreciate that in the video, but it's about 1 inch shorter. And the way you install that bag, it's very intuitive. You'll see like a stopper for the spring, and that's where you put the end of the spring, and then you put the cap back on. I think I did some marks there, but it's very intuitive the way it goes back. So you'll see the markings on where should you position the cap back, right? So now I'm using the impact wrench to secure a bolt. I torqued this, but I don't remember the torque I used. I think I just winged it at this point, and now the assembly is ready. It's ready to go back in. And this is really the most difficult part when you're taking that assembly out, because you need to align everything. Like even aligning the 3 bolts on the top was really difficult, right? And it was good that I have that table, because otherwise I don't know how you would be able to do it without that. Maybe with hydraulic jack it's okay, but it was a bit difficult. You see how I'm trying to get that diagonal control arm. And by the way, I said earlier that I was taking the bolt of the central control arm, but it was really that diagonal control arm. And then trying to make sure everything else goes back. So now it seems that there I was able to align, but through the magic of editing the video, it seems like it was very quick, but the reality is took longer than that, right? So now with the three bolts secure on the top, I'm able to remove the table and then start aligning the rest of the control arms. All right, so you can see there, it's a process. It really is. All right, I'm using a rubber hammer to start positioning the control arms in place. And now I'm able to start putting the bolts. Just need to make sure that I'm using that bolt, the one that I took from that position, in that position, and not the other one. So if you're doing this, you just need to remember that. Now the other bolt. Aligning those bolts is a little bit of a challenge, but it's really doable. So now I've done that one. And now I'm reinstalling the sway bar into the tie rod. Alright, so now tightening everything up, and then I should be able to torque it, making sure that the alignment line that I made before is completely aligned between the bolt and the frame. And here I'm reinstalling the shaft back into the transmission. Just make sure that you use those strange washers. As I said earlier, maybe I didn't say this earlier, I'm reusing the old bolts here, although I don't like to reuse old bolts, specifically for this application. The reason is that when I ordered these bolts, I ordered the wrong ones, so I received the wrong ones, and I didn't realize it until I removed them. So what I'm doing is I'm reinstalling the old ones, and then I just order the new ones, and I already have them. They came in, and I will be installing them at the next opportunity I have. So I always like to have new bolts there. I've heard stories of these bolts shearing and breaking, and I don't want to take any chances with these bolts, right? So now you can see the large bracket there that holds all the wire looms in the caliper. Good thing is it comes as a unit, right? So now I'm reinstalling the caliper bolts, and then I will be installing the bolt that hold the bracket into the bearing knuckle. Yeah, here. Yeah. And with that, then I'll be installing those wire looms into or connecting those to the specific locations. All right. So securing and torquing the caliper. You can see the torque there. And now I'm securing that ball that I told you about. All right, so now I'm torquing the 3 knots on
33 Newton
the
meters.
top of the strut. You can see the torque in the screen as well. And what I'm doing there is I then, with the hydraulic jack, lifted the whole assembly to drive as close as driving position as possible, as driving height. And now I will be torquing all the control arms. And I do that because the bushings should be torqued at right height so that they're not stressed. This is 40 Newton meters plus 30 degrees. You can see the torque in the screen. To do this if this thing is rotating. Here, I needed to use locking pliers to secure that part, so that I'm able to torque it. Otherwise, it just turns and it doesn't tight. And 30 degrees is from here. In this case, it's a torque and then an angle. Now this is the bolt I was talking to you about. This is the one that goes from that diagonal control arm into the center control arm. And now you can see the mark there. It's in location. So I'm torquing that bolt to 110 Newton meters. And same here. And this is the diagonal control arm that goes to 120 Newton meters. And then these bolts are then torqued at 80 Newton meters. I'm just marking the ones that I'm torquing because I'm doing a cross torque here. Almost done. All right. So everything is torqued to spec. Now I'm just making sure that I have torqued everything, and this side is finished. Torque. All right. So everything is okay. So this one is finished. With that, I'm going to then leave you now. This is the other side I'm doing, and the only difference between this side and the other one is that this side have the level sensor for the headlights, and as you're removing the assembly, you need to. What I did is I removed the whole plastic assembly from that center control arm, and that worked. So that's the only difference. Everything else is the same. So enjoy the rest of the video, and yeah, I hope that that you find this useful and enjoyable. And if you like it, hit that subscribe button and also a notification button, so you get notifications on when there are new videos that are coming. I have a bunch of content that I haven't been able to edit yet, so and more videos will come. confirm my measurements here. It's in that the right side, this one, front went from 390 to 365, and the right rear from 395 to 375. So about 20 to 25 millimeters, which is precise. This is where I wanted it. It hasn't settled yet, so I'm going to wait. So I put here the immediate measurements, and in a few days I'm going to measure again to see if there's any difference. The other side is the same, so between 20 to 25 millimeters, which is really what I want there. You still see the gap, but it's not as big as the gap I used to have. So hopefully it will be less bouncy of the ride. I like my rides to be firm, so this will be, I think, good. Took me about, I guess each of the front ones is about 1.5 hours. Each of the rear ones is about 2.5. So you need to plan for that amount. It can be done in a day, but I didn't want to kill myself, so I did it in the span of 2 days. All right. So this project is done. I'm very happy with it. Now I'm going to test it. Hopefully I didn't do anything wrong, but I think that everything's okay. So let's see. Let's put all the trims back, starting with this. This goes in the right, and this in the left. Yeah, join the channel, join the community, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.
Bye.